Hey, it's Meredith here, and we are live. I just have to finish setting up one thing. So I'm going to actually switch cameras because check this out. I have to move this bar, what is this? My Elgato Master Mount. And then I'll be with you in just a second. I also have to fix that. So stand by. I had this set up so that I could my cell phone connects to this, so I did like an overhead shot. But now it's in the way of my other camera, which is also not angled very well. Maybe I can fix it. Also, it's not even focusing on my face. Is that any better? No. Okay. We're ready now. No, I just wanted to set up my new camera, which is way over in the corner. It also kind of looks like it's going to fall over. It's very crooked. I don't think it's going to fall. It's just the tripod it's on is very crooked. So, I want to get into our topic of the day, which is creating wiggle text and wiggle objects in Descript. I promised this like 2-ish weeks ago, and then I did something else on our live last week. But I spent a little bit of time kind of figuring this out yesterday, and I want to show you what I did. I created some wiggle objects, and together we can figure out how to do wiggle text. So let me get the right, there we go. Yes, you can see my browser, you can see me, and I guess we'll dive right in. So in the last, I guess like over the last month or so, we have been, I guess together, we have been creating Descript layout packs, saved like layout packs, like template packs in Descript, which is really cool because I've got over 120 something that I created. And let me see if I can pull them up actually. Layout packs, original. I'll show you. So what I figure out for the wiggle text and wiggle objects, I already added the wiggle objects actually. There's 3 wiggle object layouts. And I'll add the text to the layout pack also. And I put the layout pack inside of the Video Editing Made Easy course that's inside of Video Brand Academy. So I have 43 landscape, 22 portrait, and probably 22 square layouts, layout templates in this layout pack. And so over the last month or so, we've been building them out together basically, so that they're easy to because with a link, like I can just link my students to the layout pack, and then you can just add it to your own Descript account, and then all of the layouts are there, and you can add the layouts to your stuff easily, like with the click of a button. So that's what we've been doing over the last month or so. This was a project that I wanted to get done, and I've had on my to-do list since I've had it on my to-do list for like a year or so, and then when Descript came out with like the smart transitions and all of this, I was like, you know what? I really need to get this done for my students and clients and members of Video Brand Academy. So I'm going to open my Diet Coke real quick. And we'll get started. I just spilled that. I also, about 45 minutes ago, I spilled my coffee all over my office floor. So I'm on a roll today. I am on a roll. Okay. I broke my favorite mug, and that's why I chose to drink out of a can for the rest of the day. And obviously, it's not working out for me. Okay, so wiggle text and wiggle objects. This is what I created so far. There's no like wiggle animation in Descript. All of the animations are like to animate an object in or animate an object out. There isn't like an animation that's like, while it's on the screen, I want it to do this animation, like wiggle, for example. So, which is a little bit frustrating because I really think Descript could just give me an animation that's not in or out, but they haven't done that. So what this looks like is, you can see I have a placeholder image here, and this particular scene, the animation is on the layer, meaning it's on like this, I wish they didn't call this layer, but it's on this element, it's on this thing that is selected in the timeline. So I wish this wasn't called layer because, can you see that? Oh, I'm in the way. I gotta fix myself. Hold on. Let me make sure you can see my mouse because I can't see my mouse in my little monitor. So I wish this wasn't called layer here, because to me, layer is like the whole layer, like the background music layer, the sound effects layer. When I edited videos in Premiere Pro, I had a template that was like, I had 2 A-roll layers, just that I had space to edit, and then I had like a B-roll layer and a like an animations, graphics, effects layer, and I had a background music layer and a sound effects layer. And so when Descript says layer, my brain is like thinking these are layers in a timeline, like tracks in a timeline. But it's not. The layer is like the thing that is selected in the timeline. So the animations to make something wiggle, which we're not really wiggling, but I'll show you what we're doing instead. But the animations to make them wiggle are going to be on the layer, on the actual object itself, rather than like there's no animation for a scene. The animation happens on the layer. So here's what I did. Now I definitely am covering up. Hang on, let me make myself a little bit smaller. Okay, so down here under animation, I have this. This is a placeholder image. So I could put anything in here. Let me just take a screenshot of, did you guys know I created a binge-worthy meter that I put inside of the Video Brand Academy app. And it's free to use. You can download the app. It's free. You don't have to be a VBA member. But you do have to download the app to use this AI tool. But I just took a screenshot of it. I'm going to put this in as my image. So you're looking at an actual image and not just at my placeholder. So you can see, it's actually a little hard to see because there's no border. We could add a border. Let's add a border. Let's add a white border. Oh, it's not even on the right thing. Okay, undo. Okay. Let's add a border to the correct element. Object. Okay, border. White border. There we go. And we'll make it just a little bit thicker. Not that thick. Come on. Let's not get too crazy. And then a little bit of a shadow. I love a white border and a shadow. It just, to me, it just looks good. So, okay. So we have this element and object. I guess object is probably like a better way of saying it, because it's not an element like how Descript calls it an element. It's an object on the timeline. I've got it, my layer settings pulled up, and under animation, I have it set to animate in and animate out. So basically what's happening to make it wiggle, let me show you. Dive in. So it drops in, which is an animation, and then it just kind of bounces a little, and then it bounces out. That's kind of what's happening, but it's not called a bounce animation. It's called a scale animation. So under layer, what am I doing? Okay, under layer, I have this object selected. I have it set to the scale animation. It's scaling in, and for duration, the duration is going to depend on how long of a clip you have that you want to wiggle. The shorter, the better. The shorter, the more wiggling will happen. And the easing is elastic out. Scale starting at 94%, and then fade is off. So, and then the out is the same thing. It's a scale animation, but with the easing is elastic in and the scale is up. So what the heck is happening here? Okay. How do I even explain this? You can see on the timeline, on this object, if I zoom way in, it gives you can you see this like fade? It's very faded, like faint little like swoop here. And it's easier over here. There's like a tiny swoop, a little bit of a bigger swoop, and then a little bit of a bigger swoop. It's giving you a visual representation that there's an animation that is, I don't know if it's the representation of the scale animation or the representation of the elastic easing. Let me see. If I say swing in, oh yeah, it's on the easing. Okay, so it's giving you like this representation of how it animates itself off the screen. So there's two things going on with these animations. One is in the case of when it enters the screen, it drops down, and if I open up, yeah, so you can see our width and height. it drops down, and when it drops down, it starts off as being 94%, not smaller, but 94% of the full size. I feel like this is a really complicated way of explaining it. So you have the image in. If you just drop it in, it's going to be 100% sized in the frame, right? We don't want it to be 100%. We want to start a little bit smaller. So we have it starting at 94%. And because the animation is the scale animation, which makes things bigger or smaller, we're saying, let's start it a little bit smaller at 94% and let's scale it up. But the easing is telling it to they're calling it elastic. The easing is telling it to kind of bounce a little bit. There is a bounce easing, but I didn't like that one. I liked elastic better because it just like pulses a little bit. If I slow this down to half speed, this is what it's going to look like. Did you see that? So it dropped down, which is a custom animation. We can talk about that in a minute. It dropped down, but then it kind of gave a little bit of a pulse. So just kind of did a little bounce, and then it sits there for a second, and then it will bounce out. So that's how I'm creating a wiggle effect, is elastic, scale elastic in, scale elastic out. And so those are the settings that I used. So depending on how long of a clip you have will kind of determine how much bouncing happens and how long the bouncing happens for. But you can also adjust how you can adjust those also down here and decide that I want this to last for 0.73 and I want this to last for 0.63. Like, you can slide these here on this object. So I like sort of, I guess, just by playing with this, I figured out that the longer you can drag out the actual length of time the animation happens, and then immediately animate out for a longer length of time, it gives the effect that it's kind of constantly moving. It's not just animating in and staying there and then animating out. It just gives the appearance that it's bouncing. It's not wiggling though, and that really bothers me, because in order to make it wiggle, you would have to add a custom animation. So we already have a custom animation bringing it down. So we're transitioning in, we're transitioning out. That's the bounce effect. The custom animation is, you can see up here, it's starting up at the top. That's the starting point. And then right in the middle is the ending point. So it's coming down. That's a custom animation. If we wanted to make it actually wiggle, I don't want to ruin this is my actual template. So I don't know if I should be playing with this, but it's not the live template. So I think we're good. Okay. So if I wanted to actually make this wiggle, I would have to add a custom animation here. It's going to add more keyframes. Each keyframe, like each of these little keyframes down here, is a different setting, I guess, if you will. So you would have to like say, okay, this is the setting we're starting with here, and then we're ending with this being slightly askew, but you would have to make these like so small. Okay, and then you'd have to say, let's add another custom animation. Okay, I can't do that when that's selected. Let's add another custom animation, sort of like right next to it, if it'll let me. No, it's too close. Custom. Okay, there we go. So we have to adjust our keyframes again. So you would have to do this little by little throughout the whole clip. So now we're starting here. We would want to end askew the other way. So it would kind of look something like, what would it look like? See how it's kind of bouncing from, it's not askew to, it's askew one way, and now it's askew the other way. I think that's the only way to make something wiggle. Let's add another animation. And we're going to start with it where it's at. Be nice if you could like copy and paste these. I don't think you can. Start with where it's at. And like, why doesn't my little scrubber bar line up with the thing that I actually have selected? No, I want -1. Okay. So, okay, it'll get, no, I don't want -1 there. See, this is so confusing. Okay. I don't think it's going to do what I want it to do. No, it just like went one way and then the other. So, like I said, you can't really make things wiggle in terms of like shifting. What the only thing I have been able to do is make it kind of bounce or pulse. Let me get rid of this. So that's how I did it with an object. Where I got my inspiration from for this was this video from Wes McDowell. If I have this playing, yeah, this is played at 0.25. So let's just watch what he has here. So he's talking, and then he's going to have these images kind of drop and wiggle, sort of like adding B-roll. So this comes down. It's wiggling a little. It's very hard to see, but it's just very subtle wiggle. So we've done that. The next thing I wanted to do was kind of like see what we can do with text. We can animate text. Can we make it wiggle? That is the question. All right, so I don't, oh no, I wasn't doing this in a template, was I? No, I was not. Okay, perfect. All right, so yesterday, actually this morning and yesterday, I was playing around with the Underlord agent, which is like a chat bot in Descript that you can basically tell it how you want your video to be edited, and it'll just do it. It was interesting. Very interesting. I'll save that for a separate actual video. But so I have this spot here. I want to create a little, let's give ourselves a background. I don't need it to be that far over. So we have a background here. And let me put a scene here. So we're working from just within this one scene. And we're going to add, we're not adding captions. We're just adding, we'll call it a title. So the magic is worn off. Let's just say wiggle titles in Descript ? We're going to make this a little bit smaller. We're definitely going to make it centered. Let's give it a shadow. What other things can we do here? What other effects? Oh, we can blur the text. Cool. I don't need that. We can give it a film grain. I don't need that either. But what I do need to do is make this a little bit longer. So this, why won't this fill out the whole thing? Hello. It's funny. It thinks it is filling out the whole thing, but it's not. Oh, this is weird. Okay. Why won't it just work? Ah, I hit this button. Auto width. Okay. Okay, so wiggle titles in Descript. What if I make, no, I'll just make this longer and make my size bigger. All right, so let's animate reveal. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this wiggle if it's animating in animate by character. I mean, let's try elastic and let's do this for the directions. So this is what it looks like, and I don't necessarily need you guys to like hear the video, but here in the app, upload. Okay, that's cool. Like that. I like that. What if I drag this out a little more? Right, and then it stays. Okay, so what if I add a animation? Can you guys see that? Sort of. You definitely can't see this is behind my head. Okay. That's okay. We'll do it up here. So animation, add animation out. Let's do reveal again by character. Let's make it go the opposite direction. And then let's extend this all the way over. Here in the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. That doesn't really wiggle. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, interesting. It's doing the same thing whether I say to move this way or that way. Here in the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile or I don't know. To me, that does not look like it's wiggling. It's just, it doesn't, the thing is, it doesn't stay wiggling the whole time. This is frustrating. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and let me look over here and play this little section again. So this is animating by word. They're sliding up, but then this is where they wiggle, like briefly. A brief wiggle. I don't want to play an ad. This is... Okay. So they animate in and then they wiggle. Descript, we really need a wiggle animation. We just really need that. So if I were to kind of remake this more closely to what that animation is without wiggle, then we want to do animation. We're going to reveal by word. And I guess they kind of came up. Okay, so then the out. Well, I don't know how he animated it out. So let's see. Oh, it just goes off screen. It doesn't animate out. So I guess, okay. Let's keep this on elastic. Let's put this a little shorter. And then here in the app, upload 2 screens. Why is it so like, it does do a little bounce, but why are they coming? Like wiggle is coming down and then bouncing. Titles is coming up, bouncing. In is coming down and bouncing. Descript is coming up and bouncing. Why aren't they going the same direction? Is it because of the elastic? I don't know, guys. In the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile. Okay. That looks dumb. Okay, but whoops. Okay. So we're wiggling, we're bouncing up. Another thing his had was it's a little bit crooked. Like that. Okay. Here in the app, upload 2. Okay, so I don't, okay. Guys, I don't normally sit here on Descript talking to myself. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any thoughts or ideas. I'm open to anything. I think I want to, let's do a speed up. In the app, upload 2. Yeah, okay, that's cool. So they come in here in the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this. And then letter by letter, they wiggle themselves out. That's not really what I want to have happen. But it's kind of better than nothing. What if we... What does impulse look like? In the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile or... But if I were to say, do it by the whole line, would the whole line impulse? 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile. Okay. The little different. Here in the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do. So do you see what's happening? We have a animation in. They're coming up word by word, and then we're immediately, like you can see down here, we're animating in, and then basically we're immediately animating out, but the animation out is the wiggle, right? So it starts animating like way before you want the title to actually be gone. Does that make sense? In the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile. So it's a very like slow wiggle. Not exactly what I'm looking for, but there might be some other options. So that was impulse. What if we said overshoot? In the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this. Okay, that didn't do anything. They just went boop, gone. Okay. Now that I think of it though, if you had a different text box, for each word. Maybe that would be different. I don't think that's a good way to go. We don't want overshoot. What does swing look like? App, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. Swing just goes up and then down. I'd really like them to go like up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then out. But that's basically what the elastic and bounce does. Upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on... No, that one is dumb. Don't like that. Animation. Let's do elastic. Upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile. That's, I guess, that elastic is kind of the closest we can get to a wiggle. What haven't I tried? That's what I need to know. Slow down and speed up doesn't make them like move out of place. So, I don't know. I think that might be the best I can do. You're in the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile or... I mean, it's not awful. You're in the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile or... Right? It's not awful. Yeah. Okay. So the other, I don't think there's any other thing I could really do. If we smart transition out, we have other easing options, but I really don't know what that's going to do. Upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile or... It just does the same thing. Okay, let's undo that. We'll just leave it. So I don't know. Guys. Another option might be to say, well, what if we copy this text, paste it right next door. Let's paste a third one. And if we... this isn't going to work. This is not going to do what I want it to do. If we got rid of the out animation in the app, upload 2 screens, and then over here, what would happen if we said, okay, for the reveal in, we don't want it to reveal in, we want it to scale in with elastic. We want to scale, we want to start a little bit smaller. I don't know how this is going to go, guys. And out, we want to scale. We're going to do elastic, and we want it to be a little bit bigger. But it's going to disappear. Upload 2 screenshots. So why isn't it? Oh, because it's animating by word. What if we animated this by character? And this by character. 2 screenshots of your... No. Because it's supposed to be scaling. And it doesn't scale. You know, I can't prevent it from fading. It's still going to try and animate in. 2 screenshots. Okay. Undo, 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 undo. How many times can I undo in Descript? We're about to find out. A bunch, apparently. Okay. So, the best I can do for wiggling is the elastic reveal out. You could do elastic reveal in, but I was trying to recreate this. So, I don't know. I don't know. Well, at any rate, let's call this a slanted animated title. And I'm going to add this to the template pack the way that it is. In the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile or, but like, I don't honestly, I don't love that. If anything, I would probably, I'm just trying to think about how, you know, if I was putting this in my video, I probably wouldn't do this elastic like thing. I would probably have it fade. What's the difference between appear and reveal though? 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile. Is there a difference? What does it do? Appear. Let's do by character. Upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile. Oh, okay. Reveal versus appear. Man, I don't know. Let's try it over here. Let's do appear in by word, mobile or desktop. You're good. What's the difference? Because they both animate. Oh, okay. So appear, they just appear. Reveal, you can decide what direction they get revealed from, I guess. Okay. That makes sense, though. I kind of like it like this. In the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. And then stays on the screen. In the app, upload 2 screenshots of your channel. You can do this on mobile or desktop. You're going to want, personally, I like that as a text animation myself. So I'm going to add this to my layout pack. We're going to call it slanted animated title. And then we're going to wrap this up because I have to go to our Video Brand Academy meetup. So this is a text scene type. Save layout without script. Sure, why not? Add. So adding to my layout pack. So somewhere, anywhere else in the video, let's do it here. I would be able to go change layout pack, go to drive, go to my, see this one? See layouts. Slanted animated. Ah, yeah. Okay. Cringeworthy or binge-worthy. Cool. And then all I have to do is change the text. And we did not create a wiggle text, but we created a slanted animated title text. So that's gonna have to do, guys. Okay, so I have a call I have to get to. So how do I switch back? There we go. So I have a call that I have to get to. But if you have any other thoughts or ideas for layout packs, layouts, layout templates for me to create in Descript, hopefully some that are actually doable, let me know, because I'm trying to kind of create some more advanced stuff in Descript where Descript is capable of it. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you hopefully